How is it going, my heroes and villains? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 230, and the title of this week's chapter is Sad Man's Parade. Now, I don't know about sad, but we are definitely getting a Twice parade just marching down Main Street of Daika City this chapter. So I am really excited to see what Twice is about to do, because last week's chapter was by far my personal favorite chapter of this villain arc that we have had. Everything that we got with expanding more upon Twice's backstory, him overcoming his mental break, and then that final double spread page of just seeing Twice creating clone after clone after clone after clone after clone of himself. He right now is a one-man army with hundreds at his disposal. It is just awesome to see. So I am hyped and excited to see where this next chapter is going to go. So we should be focusing in on Twice, but I do also hope that maybe we'll dive a bit more into Dabi versus Parka. But if we don't get any of that, hopefully we'll dive more into Mr. Compress or Spinner, because I would like to get some development on them before this arc is over. But as you guys can already tell, I am beyond hyped for this latest chapter. So without further ado, let's dive right into chapter 230 and let's watch this Twice parade commence. Okay then, so I guess on the first page, we are just going to rehash everything we know about Twice's ability.
My quirk is called Twice. It's a simple power that turns one thing into two. I can make a clone of myself and then make clones from that clone. An entire gang of just me.
My quirk double can turn one thing into two, but I can only double two things at a time. And finally, the doubles I create are more fragile than the original. And then it shows him creating two duplicates. Two will be even weaker than one, and until one disappears, I'm unable to reproduce a different object. Okay, so that's like a nice limitation put on his cloning ability, but because now he's able to clone himself just repeatedly, it's a way for him to kind of bypass that limitation and then just make clones upon clones upon clones of himself. But those duplicates created by duplicates are going to be very weak, very fragile, and are basically going to be cannon fodder to where like one flick and they are just dead and they are just melting away. Under the right conditions, it's a powerful quirk. It's no use. Sorry, Shigaraki. I got this. I totally got this. You gotta love Twice's contradicting dialogue. But he's trying to duplicate something. Is that the quirk removing bullet in his hand? In order for me to double something, I need data and an image, and I've got neither. So I won't be able to reproduce the Yakuza bullets. Yeah, so Shigaraki actually tried to use his Twice ability to clone the bullets. But because Twice doesn't have all the information required, he's unable to clone it, which is why they sought out the doctor and they needed to solve it with science. Science! I'm sorry I couldn't be useful. I'm sorry for holding you back. And then going back to the present, look how crazed Twice looks right there. He looks awesome. But I want to repay you all for accepting me. That's all I ever think about. Whoa, double page spread already? Oh my god, he made so many clones of himself! My god! Liberation Army? Meet the Twice Army. Oh my god. That is insane, because now Twice has given the League of Villains the manpower and the numbers to actually fight back against the Liberation Army. And what's even crazier is that they still have not used their ace in the hole that is waiting in the wings, Gigantomachia, who is still asleep and won't be at the battlefield in over an hour.
No, 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 no. LOL!
Man, Twice just became Shigaraki's most powerful and useful asset. That is crazy. I love seeing this with Twice. This is great. Let's do this, Twice, and he's just creating clones upon clones of himself, and they are taking out all of the Skeptic Twice clones first. It's time for a massacre. And then the citizens that were waiting outside the gates are now starting to rush in. We must back up Lord Skeptic, but don't kill the double user. And then they just freeze, halt in their tracks because they just see Twices overflowing out of this backyard, going over the fence. They are even higher than the houses in this town.
There are too many of them. What are we going to do?
That is insane. Infinite multiplication, sad man's parade. And there's the title of this week's chapter. Bye-bye trauma. Bye-bye trauma. I am all-powerful now. Yeah, Twice without that mental break, without that limitation, he is so powerful right now. He is a one-man army. He is about to wreak havoc all over this town. And you just see the Liberation Army fighting back, shooting off their powers, shooting their quirks, killing the Twices, but when you kill one twice, two more take its place. They are basically Hydra.
Cut off one head, two more shall take its place.
That is crazy. Kill them all, and then just the Twices overflowing, overpowering these citizens, and then the original Twice is holding on to Toga, protecting her with his life. That's what I like to see. No freaking way.
Oh, great Odin's raven!
Yo, there is just a sea of Twices going throughout the streets of this town.
Who's number 46,853?
I can't even see the streets anymore. I honestly didn't think he'd create this many. What is this, like 100,000 Twice clones? I mean, do I dare say 1,000,000? I mean, there's so many that they're even overflowing onto the rooftops of the houses. That is crazy and OP. Yeah, his limiter has been broken. Yeah, the citizens of the Liberation Army, I don't see how they can fight back against the endless stream of Twice clones. It's like impossible. Okay, so now we get to see Redestro's reaction as he is watching all of this unfold from atop his tower. Remarkable, he's overcome his psychological trauma. Mr. Skeptic, it seems your calculations were off the mark. I must say, it's quite rare to see you fail. And then we see Skeptic just closing his laptop. He gets up and he's walking over to the elevator. Oh my god, look at his eyes right there. Did he just like activate Byakugans for his eyes? Like, damn. He looks mad and serious and he's raring to go. Fail? What are you referring to, Redestro? In my career, I've only ever failed once. Once. In my entire life, only once. So please rescind that statement. I haven't failed. I simply need to take some additional measures. So our boy Skeptic seems to be a very, very sore loser. So he is a man that seems to be always right. He calculates everything out and everything plays out as it should, but in this case, it didn't. And it's affecting him. It's affecting him hard. Now that's what I like to hear, Skeptic. So Redestro's like, okay, go take care of business. I believe in you. But we got some movement from Giran in the back right there in his chair. Overcome his trauma? So you fancy yourself a doctor, huh? But still, serves you right. Now that he isn't chained down, he's capable of just about anything. At the very least, you've lost your numerical advantage. And look at that grin on Giran's face right there. He is happy. He is proud of Twice. He's like, great, you gave us the advantage. Now just overrun the Liberation Army with our numerical advantage. But Redestro seems rather calm with that remark from Giran. Then we'll overcome quantity with quality. Isn't that right, Apocrypha? And then we're switching back over to Mr. Parka versus Dabi. Is Apocrypha Mr. Parka's code name? Because that's the only code name or real name that we haven't gotten from the League yet. So yeah, I think his code name is Apocrypha. But damn, look at Dabi's face right here.
Oh no!
His eyes are wide open. He looks shocked and scared right now, like he's desperate. That's a look we rarely see on Dabi's face as he just launches a gigantic blue flame blast to block Apocrypha's ice blast. Okay, let's continue with this now. So yeah, all of the ice just is melting away, it's getting blasted back, and then we just see Dabi's hand just smoking. You're acting awfully optimistic considering how screwed you are. Your ice is almost all gone. And then off to the side, we have Mr. Compress kind of holding his own against some 4 or 5 individuals that are attacking him. Wait a minute. Did Mr. Compress throw that car at these individuals? Like, put it in marble form, then threw it, and then it just expanded? Oh, that would be funny if he actually did that. But Mr. Compress is also fighting with only one arm right now because his robotic arm is just destroyed right here. If you've got time to relax, then help me out over here. And then Dabi, off to the side, hears this. Why do I have to help you? And you just see some smoke coming out of the stitches on Dabi's cheek. You're a bit too lacking in compassion. All I'm saying is you should ask them instead. And Dabi's pointing to the distance. I think we have the Twice army on the move. Hey, Dabi! Holy shit! Look at all the dialogue on this page right here. And then, to the rescue comes the Twice Liberation Army. Oh my god. Damn! Yeah, Mr. Compress is like, what is going on right here? He's just seeing hundreds of Twices running in his direction.
Hey, Dabi! Bow before me! Our boy Compress! You're the pain! Hey, Dabi! Our boy Compress! Hey, Dabi! Dispatch the freaks! I love it!
Dabi, Mr. Compress, your savior Twice has arrived. Come get some. I'll slaughter everyone. That hurts. Move it, asshole. Ouch, 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 ouch. Dabi, Dabi, Mr. Compress. Hey, Toga's gonna die. Hey, you two alive? Compress, time for a massacre. I'm here to back you up. I can still make more. I'm here to back you up. Hey, don't step on my foot. And Mr. Compress, hearing all of this, is like, would you put a sock in it? I can hear this panel. That is how good this is. I can hear Twice's voice just echoing amongst 100 of himself voicing their opinions. That is hilarious. That is great. I absolutely love this. And then they just begin attacking all the people that were about to attack Mr. Compress. You, what about your trauma? I overcame it with the power of love and courage.
That's the power of love.
Sure, I'll take your word for it. But that sounds like the first chapter of a hero story or something. You're supposed to be a villain. Horikoshi, I love the fact that you put that dialogue in there. Exactly. Usually the power of love, reserved for heroes, but in this case, our villains are getting a sweet taste of the power of friendship power-up, the power of love. I absolutely love it. That is hilarious. What's wrong with a villain wanting to save his comrades? Precious to me. That's right. Nice line, me. I've only got a few friends in the world, and that's you guys. You're all precious to me. Ah, wait, am I stupid? Can't deny that. You guys are way better in a fight than plain old me. That's right, I'm a genius. All right, let's take a crack at it. Actually, make that 20,000 cracks. Is that how many clones he has out right now? 20,000 Twices? I'm gonna duplicate you guys too. Ooh, so not only clones of Twice, but of Mr. Compress and Dabi? How is the Liberation Army supposed to fight back against clones upon clones of Twice, Dabi, and Mr. Compress? They can't win this. We won't just be a league anymore. With our population, we'll be our own city. All right, here we go, Villain City. And then Mr. Compress is whispering to a few of the Twice clones. Wait a minute, Twice. If we completely annihilate the Liberation Army here, we'll have no pawns to throw at Gigantomachia when he shows up later. How much longer until that big lug gets here? Are we just going easy on them now? All right, no Dabi copies then. He would just burn everything. True. But what about the massacre? And then Mr. Compress takes out his watch, 1 hour and 5 minutes. So they still have over an hour until Giganto even wakes up and makes his way over to the battlefield. I mean, why even wait that long? I mean, look at Twice. He's raring to go. He's like, leave it to me. I've got this, guys. But they do need some people in order to weaken and bring down Giganto, so I guess they're gonna wait. Got it. More importantly, Toga's in trouble. I'll tell you where she is, so hurry and we got a boom in the distance. Whoa. Another double page spread right here. And we just have a gigantic ice attack taking out a huge chunk of the Twice army right here, just launching them into the air, and they are just getting impaled with icicles.
Oh, look at that. I've been impaled.
So this is definitely Apocrypha launching a gigantic ice blast, taking out a whole bunch of the Twices, and Twice couldn't even complete his sentence to Mr. Compress. He just says, head over, and then they just get blasted and impaled by a whole bunch of icicles, and they're just flying through the air. Yeah, they're just getting destroyed. Oh, some of the Twice clones actually protected Mr. Compress. That's cool to see. Awesome, Twice. And then Twice was like, me, no, I'm dying out there. That's pretty funny. And then Dabi, something splashes on him. I'm guessing that's like a liquid. Is ice the local delicacy in this town or something? Why is there so damn much of it? And then Apocrypha just floating on his ice is like, yes, I told you, didn't I? I can control ice. Oh. And then the liquid that just landed on Dabi's arm just froze. So Apocrypha can not only manipulate ice, but can he actually turn water into ice? Ah, so that's how it is. I can also control its temperature. If I implant my ice in the water line and decrease its temperature, the water will freeze and be at my command. So that's what he did. He snuck ice down into the water line around the city, and then that's what caused the explosion. He had ice just become exploding out from the underground and then just attack the Twice army. That's really interesting. He really is like a natural waterbender. So he can't directly control water, but he can control the temperature to make it into ice and then control it. So why didn't you just do that from the beginning? You piss me off. In the future, the Liberation Army is working to create the strength of your superpower will be directly connected to your status in society. Really? In other words, to live is to strengthen your superpower. So that's what the Liberation Army wants to do. They just don't want to liberate people so they can use their quirks freely. They're also going to change the system to where the more powerful you are, the higher your status will be in society. So power will equal status. That's interesting. And then, oh my god.
Let's kick some ice.
Apocrypha just unleashed another ice blast from the underground. You just see a whole bunch of the Twice clones just getting bombarded. That's a huge blast radius right there. A person's only worth, and then all the Twice are just screaming, me, lies in the strength of their powers. And then Dabi's just like staring back at him like, really, dude? Really? Now that's just sad. Die already. And you got some blood coming from Dabi's cheek right there. You will be the one to die, wielder of blue flames. Your body has been giving off a burnt smell for a while now.
Hey, what you cooking?
You are stupid.
Ascertaining your opponent's superpower is the basic of the basics in combat. Your skin is inflamed and looks like it could peel off at any moment. In other words, you cannot fight for very long or else you'll be burned by your own flames. So Horikoshi, what you're telling me is that Dabi kind of has a weak constitution to his flame ability? I feel like we've kind of heard that before from Endeavor while he was training Todoroki.
Coincidence? I think not!
Again, the Touya equals Dabi fan theories just grow with each new chapter. But yeah, this kind of just explains like the scarring and how he's just kind of like stapled up. But that's crazy though, that he is weak to his power, to his flames, that it hurts him every time he uses it. And I don't know if that like, you know, purple burnt skin is his own or if it's just like grafted on there from someone else. But he's kind of being held together by those staples, which is crazy to think about. Dabi is powerful, but it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost of burning his own body. Damn. Oh my god, you see all the Twice clones melting, and we have like a Terminator 2 reference. One's like melting in, and you got like the thumbs up just going down into the puddle. I like that, Horikoshi. That's cool. Such a wide-ranged attack. His allies are getting caught up in it too. At any rate, that Iceman is in a league of his own. Mr. Compress is still alive. All the Twice clones kept him safe. It would be great if we could have him go up against Machia, but Dabi. Oh, we have the doctor right here. Why are we flashing to the doctor? Foo-foo. That's what you get for trying to use underhanded tactics. Foo-foo-foo. If you were to die here, I wouldn't be able to face All for One. Okay, so the doctor is about to press something, and yes, I do see our good boy Johnny right there. Our Johnny Nomu just sitting right there. He's being a good old boy. But what is the doctor planning? Wake up. Your master successor is doing his best out there, even though he's sleep deprived. Machia. Is he waking up Machia right now? Yo. Machia just bursts out from underneath the ground from his slumber. He's awake.
Hey! Wake the fuck up!
This just got a whole lot more interesting.
The timetable has been moved up. He's not waking up in an hour. He woke up now. The beast is unleashed. Wow. He's going to show up earlier than expected. That's going to be crazy because not only is the Liberation Army going to be surprised, but so is the League of Villains. But I love the fact, too, that it was the doctor that woke him up, because it makes sense. He's hearing everything from the earpieces he gave the League, and then through the radio, contacted Machia and most likely used a voice of All for One to wake up Machia, and now he's going to send him to Daika City, to where the battle's currently going on. That's awesome. The beast stirs, and he's about to stir up a calamity. The beast is unleashed, and I can't wait for him to show up. That is the end of chapter 230. I was not expecting Machia to wake up earlier than he did. That is a pleasant surprise, but I am all for that. Good on you, Doctor. He really does care about the League of Villains. He wants them to survive because he's like, if you're going to be the successor of All for One, I need you to be alive because I can't go back to my master and say, sorry, they're all dead. So Machia will be showing up earlier than expected, but Twice Army this chapter. 100,000, maybe even more than that. I dare say 1 million, but he created a lot of clones of himself, and the Liberation Army was kind of on the ropes there for a little bit, as you just saw Twices overflowing the streets of the city. But Apocrypha, Mr. Parker, we finally got his code name. He is more powerful than we thought he was. And he just unleashed gigantic ice bursts from the water lines underneath the city and just took out a majority of the Twice army. So we're not really going to have that much of a numerical advantage anymore. But Dabi has his work cut out for him right now because not only is he going to have a tough fight with Apocrypha, but his fire is also his own weakness. It burns his body, which explains, you know, the stitching, the purple burnt skin that he has all over his body. but it's like, how much longer can Dabi keep this up? And of course, you know, getting more and more about Dabi's weak constitution to his flames just adds more fuel to the fire that Dabi equals Touya, that Dabi is a Todoroki. We don't know if it is just yet, but I just love the fact that Horikoshi just keeps teasing us with Dabi's reveal whenever we get to it. So this was a fun, good chapter, and I can't wait to see what's going to go down next week in chapter 231. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 230 of My Hero Academia. But now I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this latest chapter, with everything we got with Twice and his unlimited clone army, everything that is being teased with Dabi, his weak constitution, and do you believe or not believe that he is in fact Touya Todoroki related to Shoto and Endeavor? And lastly, how chaotic do you think things are going to get now that Gigantomachia has been woken up early? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon. That way you guys are always alerted when a new MHA reaction pops up on the channel. And if you guys want to talk about anything else outside of YouTube, feel free to follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can be found in the description down below. But that's going to do it for me here, guys. So until next week when we have chapter 231 of My Hero Academia, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra.